Hi there, welcome to your pick a card tarot readings for Leo season in August. If you're watching this at another time, that's also okay because energy is timeless. So if you're connecting with me right now, that could be a sign that you've connected with the energies here. So just follow your intuition to take the right reading for you today. And as always, we're going to get started with a meditation so that we can be centered and grounded when we choose our reading. So if you're ready, get into a comfortable position and close your eyes if you like. That's what I'm going to do. Roll your shoulders back. And let's take 3 deep collective breaths together. Breathing in through the nose, sighing out of the mouth. Breathe in and out. Deep breath in. And out. Relax your gaze, the space behind your eyes. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your cheeks. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Just allow your attention to drift down, down, down into your torso, your heart space, maybe your navel. Breathe into your chest and belly. And breathe out. Release your lower back. Sink into your seat. Sink down, down, down. Now I just want to invite you to set some intentions. I invite you to set the intention to take only the messages that resonate, the messages that spark curiosity, a sense of lightness, clarity. Take the messages that inspire self-confidence, self-ownership, acceptance. Let's take a deep breath in. Let all of that sink in. And out. So it is. Now when you're ready, you can open your eyes and take a look at the 3 groups before you. I couldn't find my crystals today, so I thought we could use jewelry instead. For group 1, we have these gold earrings that I've had since I was a child. They're from my grandmother and very much reminded me of my culture and where I'm from. We also have the Awakened Tarot deck for group 1. For group 2, we have a necklace that I got at the weekend market in Lisbon. There's this particular stall that I love going to for jewelry, and this one just really spoke to me. It's got some seashells, star, evil eye, and a snake. And for group 2, we also have the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and this deck is actually new. For group 3, we have a ring. This is a 18 karat gold ring that my mom passed down to me. I believe she got this when she was in her 20s with one of her first paychecks. And it's supposed to be gold and silver, but the silver part is now rubbing off, and I just think it's so interesting that the gold was covered up partially by silver. For group 3, we have our tried and true Golden Universal Tarot deck as well. Now, I want you to just soften your gaze and take in everything you see before you in your visual field. And with this blurry vision, notice what stands out to you. Are there any particular shapes or colors that stand out? Where do your eyes keep darting back to? Where do you feel a pull? Is there a group or piece of jewelry that's shining a little bit brighter than the rest? Now I'm going to call out the groups once again, And I just want you to use your ears and notice which number or deck or jewelry stands out to you as you hear it. Group 1, gold earrings, Awaken Tarot. Group 2, necklace, Rider-Waite Tarot. Group 3, gold ring, Golden Universal Tarot. Of course, you don't have to think too hard. These are general readings after all, so sometimes we can be drawn to more than one reading because there are messages in more than one reading for you. I also notice that usually all 3 readings apply, but just towards different aspects of my life. So you're welcome to listen to all 3 and just really exercise your intuition and maybe journal to really take in what you're meant to receive here. Once you've chosen your reading, you can go down to the timestamps below and I'll see you over there. And before we get into Group 1's reading, I just want to give a huge thanks to Squarespace, as always, for sponsoring this video. Whether you're a designer, writer, or freelancer, having a digital portfolio or resume that reflects your work is essential, and Squarespace makes it easy. One feature I love is Squarespace's Blueprint AI. It asks a few simple questions about your work and brand, then automatically builds a polished site that feels aligned with your style. This is such an easy way to get started. They also offer email campaigns, so you can easily send out updates about your projects, connect with potential clients, or stay in touch with your network. And last but not least, their templates are absolutely stunning. These were created by world-class designers to help you stand out. You can choose a layout that fits your brand and customize it with just a few clicks. If you're ready to build a website that truly represents you, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to my link, squarespace.com/ediyasmr to save 10% off of your first website or domain. Thanks so much, Squarespace, and thank you for being here. Now, let's get into Group 1's reading. If you chose Group 1, the gold earrings, or if you chose the Awaken Tarot deck, then this is your reading. Welcome, Group 1. Let's get started with your current energies. So, for that, we'll be using tarot. What do we need to know about Group 1's current energy, Spirit? And if this resonates, then this will confirm that Group 1 is indeed your reading. Okay, 1 card at a time. 1 card at a time, please. 1, gold earrings. Group 1. Oh, interesting. We have the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. It's interesting to see the 2 of these together. Okay, 1 card at a time, please. Oh, wow, okay. We have the Lovers and the as our bottom deck energy. Okay, this might be a love reading. I feel like I never really do love readings, but starting a couple months ago, Group 1 has been the designated group for love readings. Of course, you can interpret this in whichever way resonates with you. This could be a platonic connection with a friend, with a family member, or of course, this could be romantic. So it just depends on how you want to interpret this energy. But it is about connection, and it's about relating to another. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Six of Swords. We have two sixes. This is really good. So I'm hearing the worst is over. It's like you and maybe this other person have gone through a rough patch, and that is over now. You have gone through the energy of conflict, which fives often represent in tarot, and now you're in the sixes. So it should be more smooth sailing from here, which is represented by the Six of Swords. You're moving towards calmer shores, getting away from choppy waters. Maybe your mind is settling down a bit as well. I'm imagining that there could have been a lot of overwhelm or a lot of confusing, conflicting thoughts about this connection, and now that has died down quite significantly, and you're able to be more level-headed and grounded now in regards to yourself and how you relate to this connection. I think you are waiting on some sort of reciprocity, some sort of mutual exchange and balancing. And I get the sense that this hasn't happened yet. It's something you are moving towards, something you are looking forward to. And I don't sense any frustration in this. I just sense a sort of waiting. I sense patience. Like it's just a matter of time before, that happens. We have the Two of Cups, so there's a lot of mutual affection here. The feelings are mutual between you and this other person. So if this is in regards to a romantic connection that hasn't really gone off the ground and you're not really sure how the person feels about you, I think Spirit's wanting you to trust that the feelings are mutual. If this is in regards to a loved one that perhaps you've gone through a rough patch with and you're not sure if they want to be connected to you, Spirit wants you to know that the feelings are mutual, and it's just a matter of time before this is reciprocated in physical reality. You have the Nine of Pentacles, so I am imagining that you are very much contenting your own energy right now. You're not really chasing after this or trying to force this to happen within a specific time frame. You are in your own energy, you're tending to your own garden, you're with your abundance, and just focusing on your own light. I feel like you're very sovereign right now, empowered, magnetic. You're attracting a lot of good things into your life. You're really shining and standing out. So if it's like this is about a romantic connection and you're kind of in this waiting energy in regards to a specific person, I think despite all of that, you're not really putting your eggs in one basket. You're still enjoying yourself. You're feeling yourself in this Leo season. You're putting yourself out there in the summer. You're having a good time despite this connection not fully moving forward at the moment. I'm hearing stalling. There's a sort of, like, there is a certain potential in your field, but it's stalling. It's not really evolving the way you expected it to. And so it's still just kind of sitting in your field. And I think you know that it's a matter of time before this energy begins moving again. And until then, you are enjoying yourself. There are a lot of other matters to take care of in your life. So you have your focus on that currently. And I imagine that you're quite surrendered as well. Yeah, I think you're quite surrendered about all of this. You're not forcing it. You really want it, right? We got the Lover. So you're wanting it to unfold in the most, in its highest expression. And I think you know that if you were to force it with timing or control how this manifests, you're going to get in the way of its highest expression. Efforting is not allowed here. Controlling, forcing is not allowed here. If this is really supposed to be in your life and serve a good purpose in your life, it needs to unfold in its freest and highest expression, in its most divinely guided expression. And so I think when you think about this connection, you are with the Lover's energy. You're wanting it to really unfold correctly in a way that inspires love and freedom and choice and sovereignty, empowerment for you and the other party. So again, this can be in regards to maybe someone you haven't spoken to in a while, like a family member, a friend. This can be in regards to a romantic connection that didn't really get off the ground. I sense a lot of warmth in this, so I want to say that I don't think anything terribly bad necessarily happened within this connection. I think there was more so some sort of misunderstanding and kind of drifting apart or not being on the same page. And so I think when you come together in the near future, it's not going to be like this massive rehashing of past events and where you went wrong. It's more just going to be this like tender coming together and reconnection. There's a lot of warmth here. We have never-ending story. So if you thought this connection was over, Spirit's wanting to say there's actually a lot of potential here and there's more for you to experience with this other person. You have serendipity. I'm going to pull out the guidebook for this card. Something about synchronicity here. This is about opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. And the oracle's message is this: you've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. And the relationship message here is Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. So there are a couple of things here. Perhaps you have already received quite a lot of signs about this connection and this particular situation you're in. If that is the case, this is confirmation that you are allowed to trust the signs and the synchronicities. You are allowed to believe in this. I do want to also kind of put in a little disclaimer or warning as well, because synchronicity needs to be experienced in a grounded way. You can't simply look for signs and connect the dots yourself. Synchronicity happens serendipitously, and there's this larger than life quality to it. It really evokes a certain humility in you when you experience it. It's the sense of like, oh, there's something happening here that's bigger than me. There is a sort of otherworldly connection here, and I'm just a tiny little puzzle piece. That is what synchronicity is supposed to feel like. And so if you're out here connecting the dots yourself, know that that is coming from an egoic place, and we don't want to feed into that. That can lead to, delusion. We want to ground and really surrender to just how magnificent life is and how magical it can be when you recognize the part you play in this larger tapestry. That needs to be experienced in a grounded way. It actually invites humility and surrender. So remember that if the signs you've been receiving has evoked humility and surrender, then you're on the right track. If you are seeking signs everywhere you go and trying to feed an egoic story, then I really want you to check that, to just really be honest with yourself about that, and maybe meditate and, surrender your stories, because I do get the sense that there's something really beautiful here, and I think you owe it to yourself to experience the beauty and the magic of this in the most honest way possible. I think this person that we are reading about has a very important place in your journey. There is a reason that you have come together, and there's a reason for you to come together in the future. And I think you know that. You can sense the potential in your field. Allow yourself to be used as a pawn, in the game, as a force on behalf of the whole world. Allow yourself to be of service through this connection. So really be with the lover's energy. When you choose freedom, your highest expression, when you make that choice to do the thing that is better for you and all involved, and you let go of control and efforting and forcing, You allow yourself to be of service. You allow yourself to move through life synchronistically, as, the puzzle piece in its correct place in the puzzle. I hope that made sense. This is really beautiful energy. There's a lot of maturity in this, a lot of spiritual maturity. What else does group 1 need to know? You have Treasure Island. Okay. The law of attraction bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest. Abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains and the sharing of good fortune. Okay, so Spirit wants you to really cultivate your magnetism in the Knight of Pentacles energy. Be with your sense of worthiness, sovereignty, abundance, and just let that grow. You're so close to the 10 of Pentacles. There's something really, there's like a jackpot waiting for you, whether it be the, like this connection culminating into something, or something that will come through, like financial abundance that might come through in the pursuit of this connection. There's just a lot of abundance that you're capable of manifesting right now if you stay with this 9 of Pentacles energy. If you stay with your sense of abundance and how much you already have and how magnetic and attractive you are, stay with your life force, your creative power, and really allow that to expand. I get the sense that you're not asking for enough. It's like, oh, I already have this much, I don't need any more. No, I think Spirit wants more for you. Like, you're allowed to desire more. You're at the 9 of Pentacles, but you can go to the 10 of Pentacles and really, like, create a legacy, build a legacy. And that's a certain kind of stability in your material world that I don't think you've experienced yet. Whether it be like a really stable and solid connection that grows into marriage and children, grandchildren, or it's, having so much financial abundance that you're able to invest in things and leave a legacy to your lineage and your family. There's a kind of stability that the universe wants for you. And I don't think you've experienced that yet. You're allowed to ask for it. You're allowed to desire it and work towards manifesting it. Because I think you're very close. I keep looking at the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles card. You're very close. You're just one step away. You're allowed to desire this kind of stability, be it a solid relationship or be it solid finances. You're allowed to ask for this and cultivate it and bring it into your reality. Okay, now let's go into your future. Oh my God, we have the Lovers again. Did I shuffle this deck? Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was just sitting there. Okay, I'll just pull it out because this energy is very much here. Okay, what can we expect in the near future for group 1? And any additional advice is also welcome for group 1. Group 1, gold earrings. Let's go with one card at a time, please. Group 1. Okay, the same cards came out, so we have to take them. We have Justice, 9 of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Ace of Swords. So in the near future, you will continue to process and digest. Okay, so with Justice, expect reciprocity. Notice how we have the scale in both cards. Expect a sort of balancing out, reciprocity. This might happen first at the energetic level, where maybe you're not hearing from this person, but things are being balanced out in the background energetically. Maybe there are things you have to move through emotionally within yourself before reciprocity can be experienced in physical reality, and the same can go for the other as well. So in either case, there is a sort of balancing out that will happen in the near future that will bring you a bit closer to experiencing the potential of this grow into something tangible. We have the Ace of Swords here, so eventually there will be some sort of epiphany or breakthrough in the form of the way you think about this, or in the form of communication, actually expressing new ideas and thoughts that have not yet been expressed. And I think for most of you, this will be communication. And it will kind of open up a new chapter in relations to how you think about this, in relations to how you speak about this. So at the mental level, so I think you're going to learn things that you didn't know before about this person, about your connection. And I think you'll also start to think about the connection differently. Like it will usher in a new chapter for the connection and what can be possible in the connection. Yeah, so that's the Ace of Swords. Then with the 9 of Cups and the Queen of Wands, you're really going to be feeling yourself with the Queen of Wands. Like you're already feeling super magnetic and attractive and abundant, but you're going to move towards embodying the Queen of Wands, who's someone so unapologetically in the spotlight. She allows herself to shine. She allows herself to be seen. She allows herself to be powerful, and she doesn't dim her light for anyone. And I think this is the kind of embodiment that perhaps you've been craving, that you're definitely destined for, and that you're moving towards. This is also Leo energy. Got a little cat over here. We got the lions above her and on her throne. This is very Leo. You could have Leo in your chart somewhere. That could be something to look into. Yeah. you're going to be such a force in this Leo season, particularly when it comes to allowing yourself to be seen and especially when you're in your power. Like, you're not going to dim your light just to make other people comfortable. This is the energy of, I don't care how it makes you feel. If it triggers you, then so be it. But I'm going to shine my light. I'm going to be in my power. If it triggers you, maybe that's what you're meant to experience as well. I'm just living my purpose. It's giving that. With the Nine of Cups, this is more manifestation. Notice that we don't have the Ten of Pentacles yet, so Spirit's saying the Ten of Pentacles is coming, but you need to learn to really be in the energy of satisfaction, and that's what manifests more satisfaction. So I'm hearing desiring doesn't manifest anything. If you are in the energy of desiring, you're just going to desire more. Recognize your desires and then get into the feeling of satisfaction with them. What would it feel like if you had your desires? So that's what the Nine of Cups really is. I call this the manifestation card because it's the feeling of satisfaction. He's gloating in this image. He's like, oh my God, look at my 9 cups. Life is great. And that's how Spirit wants you to feel. And I think you will feel this way in the near future. And this sort of satisfaction, along with the kind of empowerment that we feel when we are the Queen of Wands, this combination is powerful. This is going to bring in so much abundance, light, and expansive opportunities into your reality. I feel like you're just going to be feeling yourself. You're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to feel great. You're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to be laughing a lot. It's this playful, warm, expansive, fun energy. It's like the feeling of being in the sun and just basking in the sunlight. It's really warm. So I am very excited for you in this Leo season. I hope you have the most amazing time. I will end your reading here, Group 1. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if the reading resonated. Let me know in the comments below. I also have been thinking about offering extended readings because sometimes when I go into post-production, I edit these readings, I notice, messages that were missed and ways I could have been more specific or dug a little deeper. And so I'm wondering if that would interest you, if that's something you would want, just so the readings can really be grounded and beneficial for you. And I could offer that on Patreon. Let me know if that's something you would be interested in. But anyways, I will see you in another reading or in another video. Sending you so much love. If you chose Group 2, the Necklace Collective, and this is your reading. For your group, we're also using a new deck. This is the Rider-Waite deck, which is often the deck that everyone starts off with, and for some reason I am only getting my hands on them now. I am very familiar with the imagery though. It's kind of what I use to learn tarot. But yeah, very excited to use this deck. It feels very mystical to me. Okay, so we'll get started with your current energies. Group 2, the Necklace Collective, group 2, current energy. Current energy. One card at a time, please. Group 2. Oh, okay. It's like we have the Knight of Swords here. It's like maybe there's a lot on your mind. And so Spirit's like all of the above. Just read all the cards. Okay. One more card, please, for group 2. Okay, I keep seeing the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Justice. Okay. You have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Swords, and Justice. There are 2 pages here, so I feel like you're at the beginning of something, like you're trying to get something started. It could be a project, relationship, and you're at the beginning of it, and there's a sense of, with the Page of Pentacles in particular, I feel like perhaps you don't feel fully equipped or ready for this. You're not entirely sure if you have the right expertise, if you're good enough. It's the feeling of, yeah, I don't fully trust that I'm good enough, that I have what it takes. Feeling like it could be the feeling of lacking in resources, like you're not fully resourced, be it financially, materialistically, or internally. Just there's a slight hesitancy around not feeling like you have what it takes. It's not like the Five of Pentacles, however, so I'm glad we're not seeing that card. So it's not like you have this deep wounding around unworthiness, at least when it comes to this particular situation that we're reading about and how you're currently feeling right now. It's not that you feel deeply unworthy, but it's like you want to take action on something, but you just don't know if you are resourced enough, if you have what it takes. With the Page of Swords, there are ideas brewing, you're brainstorming, you're thinking about ways to get this off the ground, and you're feeling curious and inspired. So there's a desire to follow through with your ideas. Maybe you're wanting to communicate something as well to get things off the ground. Like send a couple of messages, start a WhatsApp chat, group chat or something, and share your ideas. And again, this can be in regards to a relationship that you want to get off the ground. So maybe you're wanting to text someone and share your thoughts with them, but you don't feel fully resourced, like you're ready for a relationship, or feeling like you might F it up. This can be a project, a creative project. So maybe you have ideas, you're brainstorming, you're wanting to share it with your collaborators. And there's also a part of you that's like, am I resourced enough? Do I have the money? Do I have the expertise, the knowledge? So it can apply to both scenarios. have the Nine of Cups with Justice as well. I want to pull an extra card here. I feel like something's missing. Nine of Cups, Justice. Clarify, please. You have the Four of Cups and the Three of Cups. You know what this is reminding me of? Thinking about Group 2's reading from last month and Group 2's reading from the month before that. There's this energy of taking your sweet time, getting really comfortable in what you already have, that you're ignoring the cup the universe is trying to send your way. It's like the universe is almost a bit frustrated with you because you could be experiencing the 10 of Cups right now, but you're like, but I already have 9 cups, like this is good enough. I'm just gonna settle for this, at least for now. And so you're not seeing the thing that's being offered to you or the opportunity that's like waving at you. It's like, I'm here, come on, like just take the cup. And then you can experience, ultimate emotional fulfillment. Yeah, so you're feeling quite satisfied with what you already have, but the universe wants you to just go a step further because you're ready for it and you deserve it. And, the 10 of Cups is such a beautiful place to be. Why wouldn't you want it? But for some reason, you don't really see this opportunity. Or maybe it's that you don't feel like you're fully ready to take it on. Like you're not resourced enough, you're not ready. Like maybe there's a sort of limiting belief here that you have to be more well off, that you have to do certain things before you can accept this offer from the universe. And I feel like that belief is actually quite limiting for you. It's not entirely true, but it's for some reason how you see your situation. Then we have Justice and the Three of Cups. A bit confused by these two. So you know what? I'm just going to leave this here for now, and I think it's going to make sense later. Let's go into the wisdom of the Oracle. Let's get some messages for your collective Group 2. What do you need to know right now regarding your situation? Group 2, Group 2. So I think you've been in a period of regeneration, doing a lot of healing, kind of coming back to your center, rediscovering yourself, processing some intensity that you might have experienced in the more recent past. You're in this energy of just nourishing yourself, resting, and regaining your energy. So this is like you really haven't been in the energy of seeking and desiring. You're just kind of trying to stay put and get yourself back together. This is like the Star card after the Tower. Like there was a lot of intensity, a lot of difficulties, and an overwhelm, and now you're just like, okay, let me take a breath. I'm just going to pause and take a break from the world as I come back to myself, because that was a lot. And you also have fork in the road, new life, here and now. So Spirit's like, you could be living your new life here and now. You could be ushering in a completely new chapter, a completely new reality, if you just accept my cup. But you're carrying this belief that there's a fork in the road, that there's something, and because of that thing, you can't properly move forward just yet. Okay, so we have quite a lot of confirmation here. Now, what does group 2 need to know in order to move things along or approach their situation in the most expansive and aligned way? Group 2. Whoa, this flew out with sort of intensity. It says not for you. Interesting. Okay. It says a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. Are you, I think you're afraid of rejection or afraid of failure here. Yeah, that's the reverse Page of Pentacles energy. You're afraid of things not going the way you want it to go. You're afraid of the universe kind of slamming the door at your face and being met with a rude reckoning. Because you're tired. It's like, it's like you just survived a battle and you're afraid of going into another one just for things to not work out. Oh, this is tender. Yeah, it's almost like I feel tension in my throat, almost like I want to cry. It's a really tender feeling. Yeah, it's like you really want things to work out, and it would be great if they did, but you're just so afraid of things not going the way you desire them to go that you're paralyzed by fear. We have community here as our bottom deck energy, and Three of Cups came out earlier, and I was struggling to understand this energy as it pertains to you, but I feel like I can kind of see it now. That maybe the movement your situation is needing can come through the form of community, or your community can usher in movement when it comes to your situation. So if you've been avoiding your community, this could be a sign to not avoid them anymore, to embrace them a bit more if you've been kind of overlooking your community, be it your family, your friends, or even your colleagues, your work environments. So I'm hearing stagnancy, like there's been too much stagnancy in your energy due to aloneness, due to isolation. And if you can just kind of bring in other forces, some subtle influence from people around you, it can begin to move whatever energy stuck in your situation and help you entertain and embrace new perspectives about your situation. Yeah, it's like there's too much stagnancy here because you're attempting to deal with all of this on your own, and nothing's moving because you're just kind of getting stuck in a loop with your own thoughts. And if you can just bring in, energy from friends and family, that can perhaps shake things up and inspire a different line of thought, inspire some sort of movement with your energy. And I think that's what you need right now. I feel called to get more tarot, but from another deck, perhaps to confirm the cards that are already here. Oh, interesting. This is so interesting. So the Hierophant in the Awakened Tarot deck looks almost identical to the Justice card in the Rider-Waite. So maybe this is what I was picking up on and what confused me. And this takes me back once again to Group 2's reading from last month. If you saw that, this is definitely your reading. If you didn't, that's also okay. If you feel called to, you're welcome to hop over to that reading later. Maybe it'll help you make sense of your situation a bit more. Yeah, so with the Hierophant, there's a sense of, I want to do it right. I want to show up correctly. I want to do what's in the highest alignment for me, spiritually, first and foremost. That will then be in the highest alignment for all that are impacted by my actions. There's this deep and sincere, honest desire to do things right. And I think it's really beautiful that this is here. It's like you want to do things by the book. You don't want to jump ahead. You don't want shortcuts. You want to just trust the path and surrender to the path and honor every step along the way. And maybe you're getting in your head about this because you're, looking at the path as a whole and you're like, oh my God, there is so much to do. There's so many steps to take and I'm only at the very beginning. And maybe this sort of thinking is actually paralyzing you, overwhelming you. What if you just focused on the step that you have to take right now? And trust that if you take this step correctly, then you'll be able to take the following one correctly and everything else will naturally fall into place. It's like if you're going back to school, you don't want to think about the next 4 years and all the, readings you have to do and the essays. That's just overwhelming. What if you just think about showing up to the next lecture? Some of you might be going back to school. This could be what that's about. I think this is especially significant if you're wanting to start a creative project and you want it to really be fruitful. It's like you want to build the right foundations. That's really important to you. perhaps your previous projects have failed and you're really afraid of the failing this time. And I guess, yeah, this applies to relationships as well. It's like you want to do it right this time. Perhaps all your previous relationships have failed. I mean, it's probably the only reason why you would start a new one. And so there's all this fear of failure. You don't want to repeat past mistakes. Then we have justice. I'm still blank when it comes to this, so let's wait it out. Okay, what else does group? Ten of Cups. I told you. I told you. The universe has been trying to hand you this cup for the longest time. You're so close to your Ten of Cups. You're so close to feeling emotional fulfillment, bliss, wonder, gratitude, awe. The universe has been trying to hand you this cup for the past couple of months, I want to say, because we've been getting these two cards for 3 months, I believe. You're so close. You just have to say yes to experiencing more bliss. Okay. You have truth be told. A really cute owl in this image. The owl's really standing out to me. And the owl makes me think of the Hierophant because it represents wisdom and the intellect and yeah. So that could be significant to you. It could be perhaps a sign for you. This represents honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. The Oracle's message is there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion, will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and Spirit will answer with miracles. Okay, I think I understand why we got community. But also read the relationship message as well, because I think this has to do with people and communicating with these people in your life. People tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with others and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. Okay, I also want to read the prosperity message because I think for some of you this is about a project that is meant to bring in abundance. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life you desire? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set time aside to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write, and a singer must sing. Be true to your calling. Being true to your calling is essential to your moving forward. There's another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real, honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you will find the key to abundance. Okay, there's a lot here, and from what I remember, there's something about communication from last month's reading as well. So here we go again. Some of you have not been following Spirit's advice, and that is why you are here once again. But maybe this is also just, the next evolution of that. Perhaps you have taken Spirit's advice, and there's just a little bit more here with a similar flavor. Spirit's asking you to engage in heartfelt, open communication, to tell the truth about who you are and what you need. And I think that's why we got the Three of Cups and community. Spirit is inviting you to communicate not only your ideas and your curiosities about where things can go, but also your insecurities, your fears, your fear of failure, your fear of rejection, the things that have been paralyzing you and holding you back. My dad just sneezed downstairs. I don't know if you heard it. I'm going to take that as confirmation. Yeah, so tell the truth, and that will naturally open up space for you to see that maybe your fears and insecurities are not as big of an obstacle in what you're desiring here than you want to believe. My camera just died and I completely lost my train of thought, so not entirely sure where we left off, but I'm going to go into your near future energies now, and additional advice is also welcome. But what do we need to know for Group 2, Spirit? Group 2, near future energies. Group 2. Okay. Group 2, near future energies. Group 2. Oh, wow. I don't think you're gonna like what's here. But we're gonna end this on a high note. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So you're going on quite the journey in the near future. It's going to be intense. I'm sorry to tell you if you're, been tired of intensity and overwhelm. Buckle up. There's a little bit more to come, but you're going to be really grateful once you move through this and come out the other end. We have the Tower, the Moon, the Five of Wands. But then, once all of that is over, you will experience the King of Cups with the Ace of Cups. And this is beautiful and honestly quite powerful. So something is going to fall apart in your life quite dramatically. You're going to be shaken up in an undeniable way with the Tower. And this could be because you've tried really hard to stay put in this sort of paralyzed state that, if nothing changes, nothing changes, and the universe wants something different for you. And so the universe is going to strike your tower and shake things up because it's time. No more stalling. Things have to change. And so recognize that this is divinely guided. The Tower moment that you're going to have is divinely guided. It's meant to help things move in your reality, in your field, so better things can come along. And there's a way of welcoming this too. It doesn't have to be this sudden, terrifying, abrupt experience. Sometimes I experience the Tower in a sort of harmonious way, like it's not always scary. If you expect it, if you welcome it, it's not always scary. It's almost good when things are shaken up. It's like you're getting assistance from the universe, in the letting go, in the change. So there's a way of welcoming this where it doesn't have to be this scary thing. This is going to take you out of this paralyzed state that you've been in and force you into movement and action and feeling. You will most likely feel some anxiety and stress as a result of this Tower moment. So you're going to have to process that as it comes. And this will be related most likely to not knowing certain aspects to your situation and what's to come. The moon is when we are lacking clarity in our situation, when there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot that's unknown, that naturally we create stories of fear and doubt. And so you're going to have to move through a period of not knowing. You're going to have to move towards the unknown, the uncertainty. And that will bring up a lot of anxiety. But if you can do so, if you can move through this moon energy, the sun, of course, always eventually rises. And when you get to that point of the sun dawning on you, you will come to embody the King of Cups, someone who is emotionally mature, someone who's mastered themselves spiritually and emotionally, someone who's in touch with their feelings and on top of their feelings, someone who has this immense capacity to contain all that they feel. And we also have the Ace of Cups, so this is a renewal of emotions and spiritual insight. This is a recognition as well, coming into recognition about spirit, about your spirituality, how you connect to spirituality, and also uncovering feelings that you didn't even know were there. Like if there has been a sort of denial here about the Ten of Cups, about what you're deserving of, this is like waking up to that. This is also waking up to love. Love for yourself, love for someone, love for life. You're going to experience just an immense expansion when it comes to your feelings and emotions and spirituality. So this is going to be like you're on a very spiritual journey. A lot of that is very inward focused, but you do need your community here. They serve a purpose in moving you along, so remember that. Remember that it's in your situation, communication is key, sharing your truth is key, sharing what's really here for you and being honest with your community is key. This is all about moving things along and not getting stagnant in your journey and embracing the difficulties, the tower moments, the fears, the insecurities, the stories of doubt, the anxieties, the stress. Like I know it sucks to get these cards in the near future energies. It really sucks. But you know, at some point we all have to move through this, and there's a way of welcoming it, allowing it, and embracing it without resistance that actually makes all of this quite meaningful and enjoyable in that sense. Like when you give something positive meaning, it can be enjoyable because there's a purpose to it all, and it's not just happening to you, it's happening for you so that you can become the King of Cups, this person with spiritual and emotional mastery, this incredibly wise and deep feeling person who, you know, is in touch with spirit, in touch with reality as it truly is, in touch with their truth, in touch with their emotions and their deep feeling capabilities. This is so beautiful and powerful, especially if you've been on the spiritual path for a while. I think there's a lot to look forward to in your near future with these two energies in particular. This is an emotional awakening. This is like going the next step on your spiritual path and experiencing deep recognition that perhaps you've been, working towards for some time on your path. This is what we want on the spiritual path, and you're moving towards it. So look forward to this. I really want to leave this reading on a high note. I know you've been tired, but there's a lot in store for you, and Spirit wants the best for you. You're being divinely guided, and I really encourage you to trust that. And that is where I'll leave your reading, Group 2. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if the reading resonated down below in the comments. And I've also been thinking about creating extended readings, because sometimes as I'm editing these readings, new insights come to mind, and I think about ways I could have been more specific about a message or could have unpacked something a bit further. So I was thinking that I could, as I'm editing these videos, I could write down ways to expand on the reading and then do another reading for these particular collectives that you can then perhaps watch on Patreon. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, I am sending you so much love, Group 2. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you a lot of inner strength and trust and faith. And I'll see you next time. Bye. if you chose the gold ring, group 3, or the golden universal tarot deck, and this is your reading. Welcome, group 3. Let's begin with your current energies. Group 3, gold ring. Group 3. What do we need to know about group 3's current energies? What will confirm to them that this is in fact their reading? Group 3. Group 3. Okay. Okay, you have the Sun. This is such a beautiful card to receive just right off the bat. It is the most positive card you can get in the deck. So we're off to a really great start. We have the Star as well, the Sun and the Star. We have Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. So first of all, I want to say that it seems like you're in a really positive part of your journey right now. There's a lot of pleasure and light here in your current situation. You're working towards following synchronicities and really staying in alignment with the flow and where the flow is taking you. You could also really feel like you are shining, like you're being seen either by your loved ones or even by the public. Like you could have a social media presence, or maybe you've been asked to, do some public speaking and that puts you in front of a lot of people, or you've had to, like maybe you were selected to be valedictorian or something like that. You're being seen, you're shining, and you're being seen, and all of it feels quite divinely guided and supported. All of it feels quite easy and effortless as well. And there's something you're looking forward to celebrating, but the offer hasn't come in yet. You're waiting for the offer to come in. The Four of Wands is a celebration. It's like when creative energy stabilizes enough for it to be tangible enough to celebrate. So it often means a housewarming, an engagement party, a baby shower, a wedding even, a graduation. There's something you are waiting to celebrate, and it just hasn't happened just quite yet. But you know the offer is coming. Yeah, this is super positive energy. You are shining. Everything is flowing. Things are really great. There's nothing to worry about. You're just looking forward to what's to come as you enjoy the present. You also have the Seven of Swords at the very bottom of the deck, and so there's something about not rushing this or not expecting it any sooner than it's ready to come in, than when it's ready to come in. I don't know how that applies, but yeah, this energy is interesting. Maybe it'll show up later, or maybe it doesn't apply at all for your situation. But I just felt called to mention it. Okay, so this kind of waiting for this offer has put you in a Two of Pentacles energy where you feel like you're sort of between worlds. Maybe it's that you know things will dramatically shift once this thing comes in. And so you're anticipating that, and it kind of puts you in between, in between space. It almost feels like because you're anticipating this offer, you're in a liminal space. And I'm hearing, don't let it take you away from the present, because the present is really good. There's so much to enjoy here. Don't get into your head, because the present is so enjoyable and pleasurable. Why would you want to be in your head and in an imagined future when you can be here? The Seven of Pentacles is about waiting. See, in this energy, you kind of have to recognize that the crops have not fully ripened yet, and you wouldn't want to harvest them prematurely because they're just not going to taste that good. You know, you want your tomatoes to be plump and juicy and red when you harvest them, so it's worth waiting for. Don't rush the process. So there's a lesson here with the Seven of Pentacles energy. How can you truly be with patience? Yeah, how can you truly be with patience and trust what's coming and remain in the present as you do so? We have the Wheel of Fortune as well. And so there's a lot that's here that is outside of your control. This reminds me a little bit of Group 1's reading, even though I can't really remember what that reading was about. But maybe you've already listened to that one. Now you're here. There's something about releasing control and allowing the co-creative forces to come into play, to take you to where you need to be, to take you to being at the right place with the right people at the right time. And as of now, all you're really being asked to do is just enjoy yourself in the present. Like, there's nothing more you can do with your crops, right? At this point, they just need to grow on their own. You've done all the work with the farming. You can't really force them to grow any faster than they are growing. So now you just have to wait for the co-creative forces. Like, when it rains, it rains. And you know, the earth and the dirt's going to nourish the crops. There's nothing you can do. So you want these forces to take care of the rest of the process. Okay, you have by the book. This is interesting. So this is the Seven of Swords energy I was picking up on. You want to follow through with the process, step by step, by the book. There are no shortcuts. There is no faster way of getting to fruition. There's no growth hormone or, there's nothing like that here. There are no shortcuts. Do everything by the book. That's important in your particular situation. We also have thinker. So I'm imagining that for some of you, you've really been getting in your head about this. Okay. We have flexible. So be flexible with how you imagine the future, with how you imagine this offer, whether it be what it might look like, where it might come from, how it might be presented to you, where it might take you. Be flexible with all of that. Surrender the outcome. I think you have a particular idea of what your future is going to look like, and Spirit wants you to surrender your ideas about the future. Stop thinking, stop overthinking, stop trying to plan for what's to come prematurely. Yeah, okay, this is why it reminded me of Group 1's reading. It's this Wheel of Fortune energy, because Group 1 also got serendipity and co-create. So follow the signs, trust the synchronicities. The star is here along with serendipity, and both are about restoring faith in the higher power, trusting higher guidance. See the deeper meaning behind everything that is happening for you and where it is guiding you towards. I feel called to read to you what co-create is about. So let's go into that in the guidebook. Okay, the essential meanings are creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The oracle's message is this: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with Spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-created, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Yeah, really great things are coming. Prepare to be amazed. There is an offer coming in, a new reality, a new chapter in your material world. There is something really amazing that you will be celebrating very soon once it comes in. So we're not denying that at all. I think you're actually quite intuitive about this. You know this is coming. But it's just at this time what you're being called to learn through this experience is that as much as you are a creator of your reality, you do so in partnership with spirit, with consciousness, with a higher power. And So you're not creating alone, you're not creating through sheer control, effort, and will. You co-create through nudges, through this intelligence. And so your lesson here is to learn to move with beauty and grace. And that feels very much like the sun and the star. Move with beauty and grace. Know that you are co-creating your reality and that you are very in tune with divine intelligence, with your higher power. And so allow yourself to continue to be nudged by this towards serendipity, towards signs and synchronicity showing up in your life, until it eventually takes you towards the fruition and manifestation of this new chapter, this new offer, new opportunity, new expansion. Okay, what else does group 3 need to know? You have a loyal heart. Okay, tell us more. Whoa, okay. Oh God, I'm getting chills. You have higher power. There you go. Okay, so your lesson here is really to learn to listen deeply and follow divine guidance. This is coming through so strongly. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so if there's one thing to take away from this reading, it is that your life is set up in such a way right now that is extremely potent for you to learn to work with spirit, to work with the source, a higher power, consciousness, whatever you may call it. This is a great time to deepen your faith in synchronicities, in the downloads, the inspiration that you may be receiving, and how if you follow them and fall into a sort of effortless flow with them, they can actually take you to incredible manifestations. So you're being urged to work with spirit, to trust in the inspiration, the downloads, the insights you're receiving at this time, and to also learn to separate them from ego-based thoughts, to know the difference, to quiet your mind so that inspiration and insights and downloads are at the forefront, that they are louder than your ego. So that's a really big message. Okay, you have milk and honey, and what's really standing out to me is the rainbow here and how the rainbow takes you to the milk and honey, and there's spirit in the back, kind of like behind a veil, barely visible. So how can you follow the rainbow? Through serendipity, through signs and synchronicities, through insights and downloads, toward your little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Like, I think you are meant to prove to yourself that this is in fact how reality works. That if you align yourself with, the forces at play and position yourself accordingly in alignment with where you're supposed to be within this big tapestry, then life flows accordingly to take you to where you're meant to go, to take you to your desires that you envisioned, that you thought you wanted, but actually they were just premonition, they were just visions of what you were meant to receive. And all it takes to get to your visions is alignment and flow and this deep connection to source, this deep listening to its messages and what it wants you, how it wants you to show up in this incarnation. I hope that made sense. I feel like I just word vomited, and I hope that was coherent. Okay, now what else does group 3 need to hear? And maybe we can move into group 3's near future energies as well. What can group 3 expect in the near future? Okay, that's too many cards. What can group 3 expect in the near future? Yeah, that offer is definitely coming in. This could be a romantic offer for some of you. Just because of these two images, we have the Knight moving towards the Lady and the Nine of Pentacles. And they're giving off, they look like a very, if they were to get together, they'd be a really attractive couple, don't you think? So for some of you, you could be waiting on a sort of like love offer from someone. Again, this could be like a proposal. It, of course, can be a job offer from a job that you feel like would be really in alignment with you. This, of course, could be a job offer if you feel that the job is truly, it would truly be in alignment with you, and it would bring a lot of joy and purpose to you and put you in a place of service. Interesting. Okay. There's some sort of surrender that will also naturally happen. You're unfolding towards a surrender of narratives, of stories. It's like you're clearing the mind of old beliefs and systems that don't work for you anymore, that are just in the way of you receiving actual insight that could serve you. The Ten of Swords is the end of a mental cycle. So this is really good. I'm really happy to see this actually for your group, given what we've spoken about. We also have strength with the Knight of Wands. The Strength card is about taming the beast, taming the part of you that's like the lion, that's a little bit difficult to hold and contain at times. And with the Knight of Wands, it's like you're going to be, there's a lot of learning here, first of all. Like, there is an offer coming in, but, you know, with that, you're going to be learning so much, and the lessons are speaking a little bit louder than everything else, than like the circumstances. The spiritual lessons are speaking a little bit louder in your reading than the circumstances. So Spirit wants to say that in the near future, you're going to learn to tame your compulsions, is what I'm hearing, or tame your impulses. Not in a way that you're just repressing them and like pushing them away and hiding them under the table. This is more like you're going to learn to contain your life force so that you're not acting without intention. This is about channeling your life force in such a way that allows you to move through life in a very intentional way. So it's like, you're learning to receive the insights and the downloads. You're listening to Source. And in the near future, you're going to learn to walk with Source, to then translate that into inspired action that's very intentional and purpose-driven. Yeah, this is really good. This is very spiritual. It's like you're integrating a lot spiritually. And a lot of what I'm saying may not be visible on the surface, Like, I think to people around you, what they're mostly focused on is the milk and honey, the offer, the celebration, the way you're shining right now and allowing yourself to be seen, like on the surface, on the exterior. You're just glowing, you're shining, and everyone's just like, wow, how are they doing that? I get the sense you're an inspiration to many, to your friends and family, and they're really happy for you. And internally, you're taking away so many spiritual lessons around how to truly follow higher guidance, how to trust signs and synchronicities, how to be with the creative flow that it eventually takes you towards the fruition of all your divinely guided efforts, how to follow the path by the book, and how to quiet your mind to really listen to Source, and how to take inspired action. This is the next step. Once you get good at listening, you gotta learn to take action accordingly with intention and purpose. So this is the next step. So there's a lot happening internally that many people may not see, but this is big stuff. This is really spiritual, really exciting. Like, it's so magical to move with life like this. It's so fun and meaningful. Life is just better enjoyed this way, Okay, are there any last messages for group 3? What else does group 3 need to know? Yeah, okay. You have 8 of Cups, which, given everything that's here, this is about a spiritual pilgrimage. You're on a spiritual You're on a spiritual pilgrimage. You're leaving behind the superficial, is what I'm hearing. You're leaving behind the superficial towards more meaning, more depth, more connection, more surrender, more intention, more purpose. You're deepening your connection with life, with Source, with spirit, with consciousness. This is really big. Wow. A part of me is like, have I said too much? Like this? You know, have I made this too shiny? Could I have grounded this a bit more? But I'm curious how this resonated. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited for you because there is an offer coming in. Prepare to be amazed. And I was also thinking of maybe creating extended readings because sometimes when I'm editing these videos, further insights come to mind, and then I think about how I could have gone more specific or unpacked certain aspects of the reading further. And so I was thinking I could potentially offer extended readings. I could take notes as I'm editing and then do a reading based on the notes I took. And I could offer that on Patreon. So let me know if that's something you would be interested in. But I'm very excited for you. I'm so happy for you and where you are at this stage in your life. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. And I will see you in another reading or in another video.